We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. We're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
You go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouses.
The comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
right.
And then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go, everybody loves that show.
The audience they just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside from mystery.
we do game shows.
Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a trivia game show, or it could
Right.
be, again, we ad-lib with that too, so they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges, or do some karaoke, or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
What letter comes after A? Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
I'll have to come see that one.
You're welcome anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even brought you a shirt.
Growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Oh, of course I did.
Hey!
That you will wear everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh, that's great.
Can I
Knockem
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask.
Just
we
not
do, but
this
if you
guest.
if you don't ask ahead of time, wait, this one's full of water. You ready? Nice. 1, 2, 3. All right, there you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
This is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching...
With me in your head because I didn't.
No, I did. I told
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem.
This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead radio show coming to you live on govsradio.com. Oh, you make me laugh. You really do. Oh, please. I can't do this anymore. This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead radio show coming to you live.
How do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there?
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
I think that's on. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. It is Thursday, September 30th. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, the very place where you can see Eagle Wit this weekend. And I'll punch it up in a second. I don't know who else is playing here this weekend at Governor's Comedy Club. But go to govs.com and check out the schedule. Make your reservations to see some great comedy shows this weekend. Tonight, An Evening with Are You Garbage? That's a podcast. Those guys are funny. So check them out. That's tonight. Special event here at Governor's in Levittown. And then Eagle Wit is playing here this weekend. Let's see who else. What do we got in the other clubs? Bear with me a second. The Little Room, there's Stephen Rocco Perillo's roast battle. That's this Saturday night. Our own Andy Plajanos is in that. So we'll have to ask him tomorrow what that's all about. The Brokerage in Belmore, Daniel Torado is there this weekend. Daniel Torado. Is that the guy? He looks like the guy from Who's the Boss, doesn't he?
A little bit.
A little bit. And then J.P. Justice is playing McGuire's this weekend out there in Bohemia. The Brokerage in Belmore, McGuire's in Bohemia. And, of course, Governor's right here in Levittown. All sorts of great things happening. Go to govs.com. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see our schedule. We got some shows lined up. We got phone calls already. I didn't even get to introduce Rob yet. All right, we'll get to that in a second. All right, let's see who's on the phone here. Good morning. You're on the live on the Knockem Day Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Well, good morning, Tony. How you been, buddy?
Good morning, DJ D Love. You're calling bright and early. I'm barely getting through my introductions here.
Oh well, I want to say I want to say hello to you. What's going on? It's been a while.
It has been a while. Well, it's been a week?
A week.
A week. Are you all right? You've been all right that week? Without calling in?
Yes, I've been actually, Tony. I had a great after the weekend. I had a great time, man. Last week it was great.
Oh yeah. Very nice. What do you? Go ahead.
I was probably didn't see my pictures last week, did you? No.
I did. I saw your pictures. I saw you.
You didn't comment on it.
I didn't comment. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I didn't comment, but I did see it. I did see it.
Well, let me tell you. Last Saturday, Tony, I had a good time. Last Saturday was awesome.
What was last Saturday?
We had a barbecue at my house.
You had a barbecue? Well, what the hell, DJ D Love? I didn't get an invite.
Because you never asked me. That's why.
Oh, I didn't know you were having a barbecue. You son of a bitch! You. Did you actually do the barbecuing?
No, actually, my house did a barbecue, and it was nice.
Who did?
Yes, actually, I DJ action at my house too.
Oh, so you were handling the DJ action, and who was barbecuing?
My two staff actually.
Oh, the staff. Oh, okay. Who?
My supervisor.
Michelle?
My supervisor the house. Huh?
Was Michelle barbecuing?
No, she wasn't here. She wasn't working on Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Did you save her a hamburger?
We had hamburgers. We had hot dogs. We had so much stuff, Tony. It was unbelievable. It was really good.
Sounds like fun, pal. But be careful. Don't eat too much. You get fat.
No, that was last week. That was really good.
No, all right. Well,
that was that Saturday.
All right. And what do you got going on this weekend?
We don't know yet. Let's find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just a spur of the moment, crazy kind of guy.
Well, I got a special request today for me.
A special request.
I like to play a song because it's somebody's birthday today on Gov's Radio.
Somebody's birthday on Gov's Radio? Who?
Yeah, Christian.
Oh, Kristen, it's Kirsten O'Flaherty's birthday today. Happy birthday! Oh, so you're gonna sing a song for her?
Yes, I am actually.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. So this is your birthday, Christian. This is from DJ Love. Hey, Christian, this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christian. Happy birthday to you. Whoa. And I love you, and I see you later. And I'm going to do a rap, too. Yo, Christian, this is your birthday. Hey, go have a good day. Oh, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Oh, Christian, have a good day, Christian. Oh, yeah. Have a good day. Have a good time, Christian. Get out of here. Have a good time. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Have a good time.
What was
DJ Love?
What was that one part you say? It's your birthday. Get out of here. Is that what you said?
No, I said happy birthday. Have a good time.
Oh, all right. Have a good time because it's your birthday.
Sorry, cut me off now. They told me. Let me finish now.
Oh, I thought you were done.
Christian.
Sorry.
Happy birthday, Christian. Have a good day from DJ Love. Happy birthday, Christian.
Nice job, DJ D Love. Wishing Kirsten a happy birthday. Very nice of you, pal.
Anytime, you know how I am. I like my girl to your comedy club, man. Oh, and so next month starts around the corner. When can I come in again and do my show again, Tony?
Well, yeah.
I want to do them.
All right. Well,
I want to do one for Halloween.
You want to do one for Halloween? Well, Halloween's on a Saturday. We won't be here.
I want to do one on Friday.
All right. Let's. All right. I'll see if we can make that happen, and I'll let you know next week.
I think let me know by next week. I'll let you know. I'll call. All right. Just text me. That's all you got to do.
That's all I got to do. That's all you guys got to do out there is text DJ D Love. All right, pal. Thanks for the call.
Oh, there's one more thing I got to say.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a guy, I forgot his name. You guys introduced me to him, but he don't even know who I am. I forgot his name. It's so weird, but he don't know who I am, but he's going to ask you one day. I forgot his real name is. He's from God's Comedy Club Radio. You watching me? My name is DT Love. I saw you on Facebook. I saw you on Instagram. You know who I am now, so you know who I am. I'd like to say one more thing before I leave, too. You
suckers! DJ D Love on the phone, ladies and gentlemen, calling in with his daily music. And yes, happy birthday, Kirsten O'Flaherty. Hope you have a great day. Hope it's filled with naked activity. Jeff Bosey's here, says hi to everybody. Kirsten's saying thank you. Beansy's here. Open mic tomorrow, October 15th is the roast battle. It said October 2nd. I'll check it again. Beansy says, DJ D-Love, keep your day job. All right. So there you go. Rob Notaro is here. Bobby Knotts, as we like to call him.
Hello.
Rob Notaro is here. Nice to see you, pal.
What's up there, TW?
You have not been in this room for 3 years.
3 years, yes. The last time we were here, we had an interview with the one and only Mr. Billy J. Kramer.
Billy
of
J.
the
Kramer.
Decoders.
If you don't know who Billy J. Kramer is, he's a great singer. No, you don't have to put him. No. I'm just checking levels myself. Billy J. Kramer is a singer from the 60s. He had a big hit with little children. But also with Billy J. Kramer, the Beatles wrote songs for him. He put out a lot of their songs, some of their songs before they even put them out. Yep. So that was his big claim to fame. But it turns out he lives right here on Long Island now. And you met him.
Yeah.
And then you talked him into coming in here to do an interview. So you came in and joined him.
Promoting his album. He wanted to talk about stuff. And he was, I think, it was great to hear stories from someone else.
We had a good time with him that day. Yeah.
Like, not just like, yeah, they interviewed the Beatles or they toured with them. No, this guy worked with the Beatles. He
knew them personally.
Bring him songs. He had it was amazing.
How many people can say the Beatles wrote them songs specifically for him? No less.
I think the best thing he told was when I think it was it "She Loves You" or "I Want to Hold Your Hand," where he goes. John came up to him, played him on piano. And then he goes, Billy's like, I want that song. And he's like, I'm not giving you that one. I think it was She Loves You or I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those, yeah. And he still, to this day, with Paul Ringo in town, they still see him and talk to him. Yeah, but we had a good day with him.
It was fun. Bring him back again one of these days.
Well, yeah. He had such a good time that he asked you about coming back just recently.
Yes.
But then, and I've mentioned it to Jackie. When Jackie comes in here, Jackie brings him up a lot. And I was like, oh, that, and our friend Liberty DeVito plays drums for Billy J. Kramer. So I figured it'd be fun to get Liberty and Jackie and Billy J in here together. So I tried to make it happen. Jackie was all excited. And then it turns out the club here, the Governors, like a month or so ago, we had maybe 2 months ago, we had the benefit for Bob Nelson. So, and all the greats were here. Jackie was here. Joey Cola was here. So many great comedians. Rob Bartlett, John Mulrooney, who started Govs Radio. So Billy J. Kramer's in the audience. So we're doing our thing in here. We're talking to all the comedians. And when we finished, Sallie and I went out to watch the rest of the show. And we were sitting right next to him. So I go, hey, Billy, good to see you again. He just looked completely confused. But the show was going on, so I couldn't really have a conversation or anything, so I left it. Show was over. I go to him. Again, Billy, good to see you again. I'm Tony from the radio show. You were in here with me a few years ago. You said you'd wanted to come back. The guy had no clue. No clue who I was. Then he even walked by to leave. He went out the back door and had to walk by the studio. Like, it didn't, even then it didn't click.
Same studio he walked into 3 years ago.
Right, a studio. I mean, it looks different, but you would still think.
Yeah, no, the area.
Yeah.
You.
Right. Especially since he asked you about coming back, no less.
Months before that happened.
Yeah, just a few months ago. He actually went up to you and said what?
Well, he said that he had a new album coming out. He was working on it. He was very proud of it. He was putting it together with some friends, and he wanted to promote it. He said he enjoyed being on the show, and he wanted to do it again.
So he actually said to you, I'd like to promote
your friend's show.
Your friend's show.
Remember your name. Your friend's show. That's what he said.
I mean, he didn't even speak. I swear to God, he just did I didn't even get a hi out of the guy.
Yeah.
So he's gone. I'm like, that was weird. So I go to Jackie. I go, man, I said, I'm trying to get this thing going with you and Billy. I said, did he say anything to you? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, tonight, did he say anything to you? He goes, Billy J. Kramer was here? I said, you didn't see him?
That's Jackie.
I said, you didn't see him? He goes, I've never met him.
Jeez.
Like, he's talked about him on this show so many times. Like, what do you mean you never even... It was such a strange night.
Funny.
So, I didn't realize I was going to be part of a historic moment.
Yeah.
Getting these two legends to meet, but
you could have been there.
Could have, and who knows? Yeah, it was really strange. All right, so Kirsten says DJ made her so happy. Oh, that's nice, Kirsten. Kirsten, she's a little. She's one of our Kirsten O'Flaherty. She's one of our loyal. I like to call them part of our family.
Okay.
I don't like the word fans. I don't like the word
Jack
fans.
Bauer calling
Jack, yeah, that is the old 24 ring, isn't
I have
it?
the same ringtone on my phone.
All right, let's see who's calling. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Hello, this is Susan.
Hi, Susan.
You have such a great show.
Thank
It's
you.
Unbelievable.
Who's
I
la-
love you guys.
Who's laughing?
Well,
I love you guys.
Well, we love you too. And who's laughing in the background? Is that Kathy?
Oh. Oh man.
Did
Gotcha, he gotcha.
Did you really think I was fooled?
Yeah, actually, yes.
What are you sucking on? Helium over there?
No helium today.
It was pretty good.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe from the balloons from Kathy from yesterday's birthday.
She
wants to thank everybody.
Wow, sounds like you guys are still partying from her birthday yesterday.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa, listen to that. The mouth on him. Fuck yeah. Wow, so what are you doing? You jumping off the ceiling, naked? Like, what's going on over there?
Well, of course, I'm hanging from the chandelier. Well, I have my mother-in-law here, so I can't do much,
Oh. See?
Yeah.
Wow, see? What is she yelling back there?
Wait a minute. No, she goes, what are you talking about? You're in my house. Hey, what happened to Sallie today? She's not in?
Sallie is not in. Sallie is still, it's still up and down with that concussion, man. It's
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
yeah.
she
Wow.
and as you know, not to bring the party down here, but she also has her sister to take care of. So
Yeah. I know, Cindy. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's she doing, Cindy?
she's doing well. She
Okay, good.
We're waiting to find out what the next set of plans are. She's actually finished with chemo. But
okay,
she still has to do like immunotherapy and stuff like that. But so she still has a road ahead of her, but she seems to be on the upswing.
It's not an easy thing,
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Speaking of easy, you had a good time yesterday?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you get her something nice for her birthday?
Of course, I always do.
What did you get her?
I always do.
What did you get her?
I got her my love.
Oh, you're such a cheap bastard.
There. I am a cheap bastard,
Oh,
right?
my goodness. I
No,
gave her
I
my
actually,
love.
because she's staying at my mother-in-law's right now, for the time being. And what happened was I went over there yesterday morning with a cake. I baked a cake. You saw it on the internet.
I did see it, yes.
Right. And I went over there at 8:30 in the morning. Woke all their asses up. I want my coffee ready.
Oh,
That's all I did.
So happy birthday to you, honey. I want my coffee.
That's right. Happy birthday. I want my coffee right now.
Oh, my. Why is she staying at your mother-in-law's?
Well, she's just hanging out here, for helping my mother-in-law,
That was her birthday wish, to get away from you
my
for a night.
mother-in-law's crazy.
Yeah, your mother-in-law is crazy. Yeah. That was her birthday wish, to get away from you for a night.
What happened, Tony?
Tell her to calm down back there while we're trying to talk on the air. What the
Calm
hell?
down back there. We're live on the air over
My
here.
goodness. I said her birthday wish was to get away from you for a night.
Well, that's what it was.
Right. And then you have to wake her up at 8:30 in the morning.
You figured it all out, Tony. You figured it all
Was
out.
the gardener in there taking care of gardening?
Of course.
Oh.
Taking care of the weeds and everything, smoking weed. What the hell?
Wow. All right. Well, you two enjoy the continuing party that's going on there.
You got it, man. Take care. And best of well wishes to Sallie to get better and Cindy also.
Thank you, pal. I appreciate it.
You got it. Take
See you
care.
later. Joe Beansy calling in and checking in.
One popular guy here.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Getting calls left and right.
I think that was our. That's usually our daily calls are those two, and they both got them done pretty early
Nice.
on. So, but the phone lines are open. If anybody feels like calling in and saying hi to me and Rob, let's see.
I do have to tell you one funny thing.
I would love to hear one funny thing.
So I don't know if you remember, but I
Probably
went to
not.
school at New York Tech, and I went for communication arts.
Okay.
And the communication arts at the time was to be in radio or TV.
Right, and then you even got into radio when you went to Nassau Community.
No, I didn't go to Nassau Community.
CW Post.
Nope. New York Tech. New York Tech the whole way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And I did a
Yes.
Beatle radio show there and everything.
Yes.
So I took all
Yes.
these communication classes. Of course, I never used the degree. So being in a studio like this is actually pretty interesting. But there's one funny thing I do remember in one of the classes. I just bring it up now. It just hit me. When I started my classes in communication arts, there was a teacher, rest in peace probably, because this guy was very old. His name was Jack Summerfield.
Jack Summerfield.
He was from Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
And I remember one of the first classes he ever said was, in order to be on the radio, which is what I wanted to do,
Okay.
you have to have an FCC license, which you do. It was a yellow card you have to get. So one of the first weeks of the class, we all filled out our paperwork, mailed in our information, no internet at the time,
Right.
and we got back our card. So somewhere I have an actual FCC card that says me am able to be on the radio officially from the government. So where's your FCC card?
Well, we're not on the radio.
Speaking of radio,
Wow.
we're live on.
In fact, speaking of radio, in fact, I'll give you a little exclusive in a second when we're done with this call. You're live at the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Yeah, hi. My name is Martha. Good morning.
Good morning, Martha.
Yes. I'd love to talk to you a couple of seconds
Sure.
about my son-in-law.
Okay.
And you know him?
Do I?
His name is Joe.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, my sweetheart. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing better now. You called me sweetheart.
And how's Sally?
Sally's doing
Okay.
okay, thanks. Yes.
Good, very good. Now, according to my son-in-law,
Yeah.
I have a big mouth and I have some issues. Do you think that's possible?
Well, you kind of scared me with the way. Do you think that's possible? Like, I feel a little threatened right now. I don't know what my answer should be.
Well, I don't think it's possible. I think I'm a lovely lady.
You sound like a lovely lady, but I do hope that there is a little something not right in the head so that you can smack Joe around.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm a Sicilian woman.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
Yep.
So I don't take no shit from nobody.
Whoa!
Let's put it that way.
Whoa.
And I was born and bred in Brooklyn.
Oh, my family is Celentano, born and raised in the Bronx. I don't know if they're Sicilian or Napolitan or any. I have no idea, but I just know you Italians are crazy, and I think.
Well, I wouldn't say crazy. Crazy. I would say a little bit. How would you say it?
Emotional.
Emotional. Yeah, that's a good word.
Thank you, Martha. I do have one request. When you start smacking him around, can you make sure that somebody's videoing that? I would love to play that on my show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. And
You know, my father always taught me, you kick somebody in the knees and they're going to go down no matter how big they are.
Don't kick me in the knee. I have a prosthetic leg. You kick me in the knee, you're going to break your foot.
I know, I realize that, but
Yes.
he doesn't.
He doesn't. But make sure when you kick him in the knee that he doesn't fall on you because he's a big man. You won't be able to
No,
get
he
up.
won't.
So, but if he falls on you, you can't get up. You call me, baby. I'll come get you.
Oh, I love you. You so much. You're such a good guy.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Martha.
When are you coming down to Florida? You and Sally?
I don't know. We'll have to put something together and come down there. You'll feed us like you feed Joe every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Very nice.
I would have a whole meal planned for you.
Look at you. And what do I have to? How do I earn this? Do I have to sprinkle you with love?
No. All you got to do is come down and say hello to me, and that's about it.
That's about it?
You know, just get to know everybody.
All right. All right. We'll put something together. We'll work. We'll make sure we'll get down there.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, my love to everybody.
Well, thanks,
Thank you
Martha.
for,
Appreciate the call.
Talking with me.
Absolutely.
Okay,
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. I don't know what's going on in that Beansy household this morning. I really do think they're all still drunk from yesterday. That was crazy. We're not radio.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't know. Does the FCC get involved with internet or a podcast?
I don't think you do.
But yeah,
that was a thing back in the day. I really don't think that exists anymore.
But speaking of radio, I'll give you an exclusive. I wasn't even planning on bringing it up today, but you kind of gave me a nice segue.
Oh, really?
Govs Radio, which, by the way, has been nominated again for the Best of Long Island for the third year in a row for Best Radio Station. I nominated us the first year. Last year and this year, I have no idea who nominated us. So that's why I'm kind of proud of it because it was truly nominated by somebody, not us. But we're also, our big news is we're actually going to be changing the name. We're getting rid of the radio part because it's not radio. We're video podcasts. So we're going to start calling it Govs Podcast. We're going to change the website to govspodcast.com. We're going to call it Governors. We're going to change the YouTube and the Facebook to Gov's Comedy Club Podcast.
Is it going to be just always streaming live, or is it going to be able to download the episodes in case you miss them, like on a platform as well?
Well, they're always on YouTube. I mean, once it's like we're live on YouTube right now, so once it's there, it's there. So you don't have to download.
No, I'm saying for people that maybe want to hear it but not watch it. Like myself, I listen to a lot of podcasts in the car.
Yeah.
So if they could download the link and put it on Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever podcast,
Yeah, we haven't.
It makes it a lot easier. I think.
We haven't done that. Well, I take that back. We tried that a year or so ago, where we would record the video, but I also record the audio, and then I would try to then put it on Spotify. But Apple especially has all sorts of rules.
There's a lot of rules on both. Yeah.
So it turns out I was sending them our stuff for almost a year.
Nothing went up.
And nothing went up.
Ugh.
I think maybe one thing went up. So the truth is, I just don't have the time to go home, edit and mix and go by all the rules to throw the audio up. I tell everybody, you want to listen to it, just go on YouTube and just play it. You don't have to watch it. Just open up another browser window, do whatever you're doing, or clean your house, whatever it is you're doing. But just listen to it that way. That's what I tell everybody, because
That works.
I mean, eventually, if we're doing well in here and we are making money, then maybe I can get somebody who's willing to take that on and could do all that stuff. But we're nowhere near that. We don't have any money in here. We don't have anything. So, but yeah. So thank you for nominating us for Best of Long Island for the third year in a row. Voting starts tomorrow, and then but they haven't provided any links of where to vote or anything like that yet. So I will get that to you guys as soon as we get it. So that's that. So it's Kristen's birthday and Best of Long Island. All right. So I see you wearing a Yankee hat.
Yes.
No, no Yankee magic this year, man.
No.
What do you mean?
A little bit of magic.
Where?
Wild card magic.
Oh, they're still in the wild card race?
I believe one ahead now of Boston because we lost last night. So we are first place for wild card.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. No, originally it was going downhill, and they won like the last 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 7.
Really?
I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the season ends when? Tomorrow?
No, there's 6, 7 games left.
There's still 6, 7 games left?
Yeah, there's a few games left still.
Oh, why did I think? I thought the season ended this weekend.
Yeah, if you look right here.
Yeah. What am I looking at?
Wild cards, standings. Yeah. Yankees 1 game up for the Boston.
Whoa. Oh, so the Yankees are still in this, huh?
Yep, still going on it. And I think there's only...
Yeah, what's the schedule? Look at you.
Yeah, I'm come prepared here. So what's today's date?
Today's the 30th.
Toronto. So actually, no, there's only
all right, so Monday.
4 more games.
Oh, Sunday. Right, so it is this weekend. I was right. Okay. So, wow. So but 1 game ahead of Boston. So this is a tight wild card race.
Well, I think I don't know the exact rules of the wild card and everything, but I think it basically is going to mean also home field advantage as well. So, but they're still tying for, who's ever going to getting it. So it's going to be Boston and Yankees probably in a wild card as long as everything aligns correctly.
Yeah.
But
that would be awesome.
Depends on how many people, which team wins and how many wins more than the other, and if they're playing home or not, and how much those little factors.
I hope it is Yankees and Boston, because now I have a New York team to root for. It's always exciting against Boston. Plus, Sallie, she lived in Boston for 10 years, and even though she grew up on Long Island, spent 10 years in the Boston area, she considers herself a Bostonian. Yeah. So I'd love to rub it in her face.
It'd be fun.
That'd be great. Hello, Joan. I think that's Joan watching. All right. So see that? Now you made me happy.
Yeah.
Because I thought the Yankees were out too, like my Mets were. Like my Mets, I thought we were all out. We went to the last Yankee game I was at was your bachelor party.
Yes, July 14th, 2012.
My goodness.
Well, it was the day before my wedding. I have to remember that.
Oh, it was the day before?
Yeah, it was the day before.
Oh, wow.
That was a fun game. That was fun. It was a hot game.
It was hot. Yeah,
we were on the we were on the left field. No, right field.
Right field.
And then we moved into the. Didn't we go into the special room?
Oh, like one of the clubs.
Yeah, the club at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was fun. That was the only game I've been to actually at
Well,
New
in
Yankee
the new stadium?
Yeah, I've not been to another game since then.
Oh, that was your last
Like
Yankee
10
game
years
too?
Almost, yeah.
Wow. I think that was that was definitely my last time at a Yankee game. So yeah, I think that was my only time in that new stadium. I didn't like it.
No, it was all right. It felt like being at a mall. Like you walk in, it's very weird.
It was too much.
I still haven't been to new City Field yet.
You still haven't been to City Field?
Shea Stadium I've been to. I've never been to City Field yet.
City Field is great.
Yeah. Just getting there is easier too.
Getting there is a lot easier, yeah.
Pain in the ass getting to the
Especially now
stadium.
since they don't win, because there's nobody going. But it's just it's a nicer stadium. It's not. The Yankee Stadium is like too much. There's just too
A
much
lot
going
going
on,
on,
and there's
yeah.
different weird sections, and you can't get. The
Yeah.
Mets, it's all just one big circle.
I miss the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I miss the old Shea.
Have
too.
you been to any other stadiums besides Shea and Yankee Stadium?
I've been to Phillies. The
Oh,
Phillies.
really?
What's the name
For
of
a
this?
concert or for a game?
For a game.
Okay, games.
I can't remember the name of the stadium. Citizens Bank Ballpark? Is that
not
Philly?
sure.
I forget now. But yeah, I've been to Philly. I went to a Philly game. I have a buddy of mine who lives in Philly, Carl Wooden. So we had this thing going before COVID where one summer go to a Philly game, next summer he came here, and we leapfrog. But yeah, and it was kind of weird. It was weird because the Mets weren't there. I was watching Phillies versus St. Louis.
Oh, it's totally different teams.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I was like, who am I rooting for here? You know,
it is nice being in a different stadium. I've been once to Tampa Bay.
Oh,
see
yeah?
a Yankees game, and indoor stadium.
Oh,
Weird.
I've never done that.
seen. I mean, I've seen basketball, hockey games indoors, but a baseball game indoors. The crack of the bat, the lighting in it. It feels like it's just very different. But it was fun. It was good.
You liked it?
Good time.
Yeah?
it was good.
I
but
would think I wouldn't like it.
Air
I'm
conditioned.
sure.
It was.
Oh, that's
in
nice.
the summer in Florida, so
Yeah.
it was very warm. But you walk in and you're like, oh, it's nice and cool in here. It's
Yeah.
like- but it was different. The sound, the grass, like it didn't have the smell of the stadium or it was weird. But that was the only other stadium I've been to.
The Rays, they clinched. They're
Yeah.
going into the postseason.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only stadium I've been to for baseball. Is
But then
in
concerts.
Philly.
Been to,
Concerts
like,
been to
every,
a million different
Philly,
places. yeah.
Jersey, Connecticut.
Favorite memory at a Yankee game, or Met game, or any baseball game
Oh man,
for that matter.
favorite Yankee game. Actually, I was at Game 6 when they lost to Arizona.
Oh yeah,
Game 6.
Yeah.
And I just remember, I think Posada hit like a dribbler up to first base, and was just thrown out, and it was just like a silence that I never heard before.
Really?
And it was just weird. It was my first first World Series game ever. So I was like excited, pumped. Yeah, they're gonna win. I'm gonna go to a World Series game, and they didn't just lose the game; they lost the series. So
Right.
it wasn't the greatest memory, but it was a memory. I was like, wow, it was weird. But actually, the funnest memory was me and
Funnest.
Roger.
Yep.
Which you know Roger.
I do.
We went to a Yankee game. We were in the fancy box seat section.
Ooh.
And we're sitting up there watching a game. And to the left of us, we look and we're like, is that who I think it is? He's like, yeah, I think it is. Jeter's parents were there and his girlfriend.
Okay.
So literally, when you're in the boxes, you're right next to them. You're not like barricaded far away or anything. So we're talking, we just like make small talk, waving to her, she says hi. So she comes over.
Comes over?
She comes over to like the edge of it, and she's like,
Can you guys stop talking
You guys
to us?"
want some ice cream?
What?
So Derek Jeter's mother scoops up some ice cream, and I don't know if it was a Yankee, one of those
What?
caps or like a cup, gives it to us, and we're like, oh, thanks, Mrs. Jeter.
Thanks, Mama Jeter.
So Mrs. Jeter gave me and Roger ice cream at a Yankee game.
She must have laced it with something
So
to get you guys to stop talking to them. What? I mean,
She
did
was
the
just really
Yankees?
nice.
Did they have like their own freezer or something?
No,
like
I don't know. I don't know where the ice cream came from, but it was a nice booth. I mean, we had food there, sandwiches, there was drinks there, everything. But we didn't have ice cream. But thanks to Miss Jeter, we did have ice cream.
That is crazy.
That's probably my funnest memory.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I ever tell you that one? I don't even remember.
No, I don't recall you ever telling me that. But that's one of the reasons I love hanging out with you. You have the best stories.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. For those of you, probably none of you that know.
My favorite, yeah, right. But my favorite's got to be when you went to England and you're in that, what was it, a record store, right?
Yeah. So I go to England in 92 or 94 with, once again, Roger. We decided to go to record conventions out there, and we go to this record store. It's called Badlands, which still exists today. I just found out. Did not
does it?
know that. Still exists. All they sell, the downstairs is basically just a regular record store. Upstairs is all Bruce Springsteen record store.
Oh, really?
All Springsteen stuff. Album. You think how they gonna do a whole store of Springsteen? But it was small. It was like the size of this room. It wasn't large.
Right.
And they're just selling albums, posters, pictures, pins, tour books, bandana, everything you can imagine. So we're looking through the papers, and they have a whole bunch of photos, and we're going through them. And at the time, me and him went to those 11 shows at the
when Bruce did 11 shows at
Meadowlands.
Giants at the Meadowlands.
Went to all 11 nights.
Yeah.
So for one night we were front row, and little do we know, we're going through these photos, and there are photos of us on stage with Bruce, and that one classic picture of me, like my fist is in the air, and I'm just staring at Bruce. He's playing guitar right in front of me. So we actually went to England and bought photos of ourselves. The guy who worked there looked at the photos and he flipped out. He's like, "That's you guys?" He's like, "How the hell did that happen?" It was very fun. It was very cool.
That's crazy.
It was a fun experience.
That's a crazy story to me.
That was.
And
good.
then did he? You actually? He gave you the photos, didn't he? Or did you actually still have to pay?
I don't remember if he maybe gave us. There was 8x10s, and then there were some smaller photos. He might have given us some of the smaller photos. I don't remember. But didn't I take you to your first Springsteen show? Speaking of Springsteen,
You did take me to my first Springsteen.
and what was the one song you were like? I hope he does a song. I hope he does a song, and he did it.
Trapped.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Springsteen songs. And
what year was that?
That was 99. 1999.
Was that E Street Band reunion?
Yeah, that was his.
Oh,
that was
okay.
when they
Oh,
first got
good.
back together with the E Street Band.
That was fun. We had
And
great seats too.
We were 9th row center. I had never seen Bruce at all. I wasn't even. I had like his greatest hits, and I had maybe 2 other albums. That's all I had of Bruce. Yeah. and maybe and definitely that live album, the big live album. That was it. But then you took me to that
Converted.
show, man. I'm telling you, man, that's the best concert I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Who fanatic, and I've seen some really good Who shows. I've seen some good Billy Joel shows. This was
It was a great.
It was a
performance.
3-hour show, and it was like nothing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's weird.
Couldn't believe it.
A lot of people, Springsteen, I don't like him. I hate him. I don't. But whether you like him or not, when you see the performance this man gives, even back then he was 50 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
3.5 hour shows with little or no breaks. I mean, amazing. Like
Crazy.
Really, really. Well, actually, the one show that you probably missed that you still regret to this day. Because the tickets were $75, and it was $60, way too much for TW to spend on a show that included a couple of artists. Clapton, George Harrison, Neil Young, the band, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
just a couple of
Pearl Jam.
Not Paul Simon. Was he there? No, not Paul Simon. Lou Reed,
Roger McGuinn of the Birds,
Tom Petty,
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor throwing batteries at her. Oh my God! Remember that?
Yeah,
that show was.
What was that? His 50th birthday celebration? Is that what that was? 30th anniversary of his first album.
Yeah,
it was a Bob Dylan tribute show, and everybody upon everybody was there. I mean, you heard the names we all just mentioned, and this was 1992. Tickets were $60.
And normally tickets were like 30, 25. I mean, it was a pricier ticket.
Right. At the time, that was a very expensive ticket. So it wasn't until the Eagles got back together in 94, they started charging $100 for their tickets. And I remember everybody was going nuts. Can't believe they charge $100. That sucks. Fuck them. But people bought them. Yep. And now today, forget it. You're lucky you're paying at least $1,000 for like the first row of almost any show. It's ridiculous. But at the time, $60 was a pricey ticket. So not only did I say no to you because you got tickets and you had one for me if I wanted it, but not only did I say no, but your tickets, you were what, in the second row and on an aisle seat?
No, well, originally we were like 15th row on an aisle seat, but Roy got a ticket upgrade. He was in the back. They brought him up to the front row.
Yeah.
We looked for him during the show, and I think it was Neil Young came on or Clapton came on. We walked to the front row. So basically, for the last hour of the show, we were front row.
Oh, my goodness.
George Harrison in that purple jacket, like from here to where you are. It was, I wish you were there. At least there's a video of it, so at least you can enjoy it.
But I still talk about that to this day. I tell my friends about that concert. That, well, not just concerts. But that being a big concert, which I would have loved to have been to, that I missed. And my other story, and I don't even know if I've ever told you this story. There's a town here on Long Island on the South Shore, literally on the south, like right by the water, by the beach. Gilgo Beach, it's called.
Yeah.
And some of you might remember it made national headline news. The prostitutes were getting murdered down there a few years back. But years ago, probably around the same time as this concert, early 90s, when I worked at the phone company, I had to do a job down there in Gilgo Beach, right? And we were doing the job, and we finished, and we had about maybe an hour to spare before we had to head in for the day. So at that point, you do some light maintenance on your truck. You maybe tune up some tools or something. It's just busy work. But Gilgo Beach, I mean, it's barely even a town. It's just like maybe 5 blocks, if that. So, but that's all it is. So we just decided to walk around and just kind of look around and check it out. I mean, it's money. You need money to live there. Came across this one house, this big, beautiful house. It was like a beige color, beautiful, but it was empty. So we walked up to the house. We're kind of looking through the windows, trying to check things out.
In your outfit, in your work
attire?
Yeah.
Again, nobody was there, so and then we go around back there. This big, beautiful deck, and there was actually some furniture still on the deck. So we actually sat down, and we sat back there for maybe 20 minutes, and then walked back to our trucks, went in. So within the next month or two, or during that time, I'm telling friends about, oh man, saw this big, beautiful house down there in Gilgo Beach. Oh, beautiful down there. Oh man, it'd be great to live down there. So I was bringing it up to a lot of people. So sure enough, I mentioned it to somebody, and I forget who, but this one friend I mentioned it to goes, oh, that's Warren's house. Turns out I knew the owner of this house. I had no idea he had a house down there. But this guy was moving to Arizona.
Okay.
So I called him up, and I said, that's your house down there in Gilgo? He goes, yeah. I've been trying to sell the house for 2 years. Nobody's buying this house. I go, why? He goes, I have no idea. He goes, it's not a fixer-upper. He goes, but even if it was, it's Gilgo. You can fix it up and double, what it's worth. He goes, I have no idea. He goes, I swear to God, this is true. Right hand. I swear to God, it's true. He goes, I'll sell this house to you for $150,000. He goes, I am dying to get rid of this thing. I need it off my hands. I'm moving to Arizona. Like he was within a week or two of moving to Arizona. He just wanted to be done. $150,000 for a house in Arizona. My wife at the time wouldn't do it, and we fought about it because I kept 100. That's what I paid for my first house in Hicksville was $150,000. We didn't have kids. I said, let's go move down there. Let's live down there for 5 years. I was only 24 maybe. I said, let's live down there for 5 years. Party it up, have a good time. Then we'll sell it off. We'll make at least double our money. Then we'll go start a family and we'll move wherever we want to move. But we'll make. Yeah. She wouldn't do it, and that's a big regret of mine. I wish I fought her harder and made it happen.
Wow.
So those are my 2 big regrets in life: a concert and a house.
Oh, jeez.
Beansy's getting all upset. He wants to know who JC is. JC. Yeah, it's one of the viewers here. JC's saying hi to everybody. I said, I don't know if I'm outing you, but I said it before. I think that's Joan. Joan, I don't know. I guess I just outed her. Yeah, because we have another viewer named Molly. She goes by the name Molly, and she doesn't want anybody to know who she is. So
gotcha. Molly squared.
Molly squared. But Beansy's getting all upset. He wants to know who she is because I know who it is, but I'm not telling him.
NDA signed.
What's that?
You signed an NDA?
I did. She'll sue me. Joe Beansy's favorite concert was Kiss 4 years ago at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. What a show.
Speaking of Kiss, we were fortunate enough. We were fortunate enough to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, with Kiss
getting inducted.
Yeah.
And at one point, I turn over to you, and this always comes up every so often. And
it's one of those things. I think it's one of those you had to be there moments. But you did. It wasn't just me. You made people around us laugh because Kiss was not in the makeup. They were in their regular outfits. They didn't play, which sucked.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we're going to attend, but we're not going to play."
Yeah, and it was the original 4 guys getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you just kind of yelled it out.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, Paul Stanley, he's so pretty.
Because he is. He's always very fashionable. He kind of talks like this, and he just kind of moves around a little. I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
Oh my god! So we actually have a Kiss story. Look at that.
That's our Kiss story. That's the extent of our Kiss.
I've not seen Kiss. I've
never seen them. That's the only time I've ever seen them.
5 songs, maybe.
Really?
I'm not. I mean, I know that as a kid I had Kiss Alive too.
Right.
I think everyone might have had that, but at the time I was like, yeah, I'm getting into Kiss, but it just never stuck with me. I don't know. I appreciate them, but not that into them.
Andy Plagano's thought with my Gilgo Beach story that I was building up to admitting to killing the hookers. Andy, I'm not man enough to kill them. I could see Andy. I could see you doing it. I could see you killing them. Andy, are you coming in tomorrow? Son of a bitch, you skipped out on us last week. And I want to know about this roast battle you're doing here at Governor's in the little room. Speaking of Bruce Springsteen, I was reading an article this morning. I got 2 Bruce things I want to talk to you about. So one, a story that I never heard before from 2016. On this day in 2016, a schoolboy in Philadelphia skipped class. The next day, he brought in an absent note. You know where I'm going with? You know the story
about this, I think.
The note was typed, but then saying, sorry, I had to miss school this day.
He went to a concert,
but it was signed by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
This kid, it was a 5th grader, Michael Finnerty. Went to
isn't that Sopranos? Kevin Infinity.
Oh, that was Tony's other name when he was in the coma.
The dollhouse. All right, keep going. Sidetrack.
The dollhouse.
Not the dollhouse. The episode with the house.
Where he's in the house where he's gonna die.
It was a weird episode name. I forgot the name.
Yeah, where he was this other guy Finnerty and he had the suitcase. So this kid Finnerty went to a meet and greet. Springsteen was at the Free Library of Philadelphia signing copies of his new autobiography. So that was 5 years ago today.
This week in history.
Yeah, I was trying to look up some music history stuff, and I found that one. All right. Yeah, Joan has admitted that it's her. And Andy is coming in tomorrow. He'll tell us about the roast. Excellent. So that's actually pretty cool. Can you imagine being a teacher? Basically, he bribed the teacher.
Yeah.
He's like, here, I took off yesterday, but take this autograph personalized for you. And then the teacher, no problem. Take off as many days you want.
Pass.
Bring me a Paul McCartney autograph tomorrow. Now, my other Bruce Springsteen thing I want to talk about.
No nukes?
No.
No? Okay.
Something that you and I touched upon yesterday. So they released a new song yesterday. Bruce Springsteen and John Mellencamp. What's it called? Wasted Time? Was that the name of it? Wasted Days?
Wasted Our Days, Wasted Time. Or
something like that. Actually, I really liked the song. I thought it was really good. But these guys are getting up there, man.
They are.
These guys are getting up there. Bruce Springsteen, to me, he looks sick.
He looks older. He looks a
frail.
Little frail. Definitely.
He's the thinnest I've ever, you watch old clips. I've never seen the guy this thin. He sounds... God. That's what he sounds like.
That 9/11 tribute is really when I looked at him like...
Oh, my
he
goodness.
had this tight suit on. I'm like...
He looked like one of those frail old guys that, if you just tapped him, he was going to fall over.
From the Crypt. That guy.
Yeah.
In a suit.
He's very yellowish looking to me. He's what? How old is he? You would know.
72, I think he just turned.
72?
71 or 72, yeah. Getting old, just like every musician of our time. If you were born in the 60s and you enjoy classic rock, all those artists that were 40 years old when we were young are now 70, 80 years old.
But that's the weird thing about being our age. We don't have to limit this to rock stars.
No.
Our favorite baseball players are dying. Our favorite actors are dying. Everybody that you thought was the coolest thing when we were kids, they're dying off, man. It's crazy to me.
Yep.
Time just goes so freaking fast.
There was a thing I was watching on YouTube, I think, and they were talking about that. They were saying, McCartney, Ringo.
Ringo's 81
Robert
years
Plant,
old. Yeah.
Pete Townsend. I mean, Bob Dylan, 80. These artists are pushing 80 now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but like we said, 10, 15 years, most of these artists, these
gonna
bands,
be gone.
Stones, Beatles, Who, Zeppelin, who knows? But yeah, it's
a lot of them are going to be gone in the next few years.
Weird.
It's crazy to me. But Springsteen, I think, was even more crazy because just a couple of years ago, all you would say was, "Wow, look how good he looks, and look how well he moves for a guy his age." Now it's just within the past 2 or 3 years, all of a sudden it's just gone completely the other.
I think
the
it
other way.
also could be he's not touring the Broadway show is different, but he's not running around on stage. He's not sweating like crazy. I'm sure when he prepped those shows, he worked out a lot. I just think he's just chilling.
Mick Jagger, Mick Jagger does that. He posts the videos of him rehearsing for the Stones tour. The Stones just went out on tour, and the Stones just went out, and he still jumps around. I mean, not like he completely like he used to,
I think he's 80 also, or
I think he is.
Yeah,
he's up there. And then I was looking. Today is Johnny Mathis's birthday. He's turning 86. That's one of my mother's favorites.
Really?
Chances are, 'cause I wear secret. I never saw the appeal. I can't stand him. And that's another one. Who's old? Chances are. Ugh.
All right, wait. I got a question for you. Speaking of all these old artists,
yes,
as I say, they're getting old. I know who I want to see. What is an artist that is still together now that you have not seen that you want to see?
Good question.
It could be, obviously, it's probably going to be classic rock, but it could be any artist that you think that, hey, I should really see them. For me, I have not seen the Rolling Stones.
You've never seen the Stones?
I want to kick myself. I've never seen the Stones. And it's funny because I actually had something I was going to prepare to show you.
I saw the Stones. That tickets that you got me. Rob used to have a Ticketmaster in a CD store that he owned. So I used to get great seats from you.
My original question was this. Which band did I not see in concert? Now that you know the answer, it's not really that fun anymore. But these are the artists that I have seen, just a list of them. Britney Spears.
You've seen Britney Spears?
Britney Spears.
In concert?
Well, it's a story. I'll tell you after. Debbie Gibson, Grateful Dead, Spice Girls, Rolling Stones, Madonna, Oasis, Pink Floyd. Who did I not see? Now you know the answer.
Oh, okay. You saw the Spice Girls?
Yeah, the Spice Girls. Well, I saw them technically because at the time I was working for Virgin Megastore, and we had the booth there where we sold CDs during the show.
Yeah.
So I would just, when the show's going on, I just stood out there and watched the show, and actually saw the sound check for the Spice Girls. Very, very exciting.
I bet. Did they make out?
They were just standing there.
If they were making out, that would make it exciting for me, yeah. The Spice Girls. Well, tell me your Britney Spears story.
Britney Spears' story was pretty funny. So at the time, I was working at a Virgin Megastore. I was the senior music buyer. So I would basically buy all the music that was sold in the store.
Okay.
And the rep from BMG comes in and goes, hey, I just want to let you know, are you interested? I have tickets for Britney Spears tonight. I'm like, I don't want to see Britney Spears. I mean, I like, I'll listen to some, but I'm not really a fan
Really?
of
You'd
her.
listen to it?
I'd listen to Britney. Well, as being in the music business, I would get that album before it was even released. So I'd have to listen and whether I personally like it or not, I still have to listen to it. So he's like, you want to see Britney Spears? I'm like, nah, I really don't want it. Then he goes, well, you can meet her. I go, oh, okay. I think I'll go. So my other friend that worked there, I'm like, you want to go see Britney Spears? He's like, yeah, we'll go. So we go there. We like, oh, let's bring Britney a gift. That's perfect timing with the Britney story going on. So we'll bring her a gift. So I worked at Virgin Megastore. So we brought her a shirt.
I thought you were going to say you brought her CDs.
We brought her a shirt that said Virgin. It was a staff shirt. So I thought it was a little funny. So we put it in a bag. So we go backstage, and we are basically like these tall monsters to these little 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old kids. So unless it was like
you're online with
we're like online to meet Britney Spears, and it's basically 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds and us two. Hey, Britney. So what happens is we go up to the security guards, and it's just like the way you think it would be. It's big security guards.
Oh yeah,
security guards. He goes, okay, you're not gonna give Britney oh, can we give Britney this shirt? We work for Virgin Megastore. We invited. He's like, you give it a shirt, but don't give it to her directly. Give it to one of her handlers next to her. He's like, when you go see Britney, don't touch her. Don't put your arm around her. Don't do. He's like, and it'll be brief. I go, okay. So
and it'll be brief.
I actually have a picture. You've seen it. I showed it.
I don't recall that.
Really?
Yeah.
I showed it to you. So we go there. We walk up. We're like, okay, next. We walk up slowly. I'm on one side. He's on the other. I sort of put my arm around it because I figured, what the hell? It's the only time. And we spoke to her for probably less than 10 seconds. We're like, hey, Britney, we're from Virgin Megastore. We gave you a shirt. Okay, thanks, you. Guys. And it was just like that and gone. So, and then we left. We didn't even stay for the show. We just stayed for that. And then we're leaving, and we're like, once again, all these little kids and we're just walking past them. It's pretty funny. So that was my free Britney story for the week.
That's funny. I can think of another thing that I regret. You and I'm sure it was you that got them, but we had passes to go see Tracy Lords. Do you remember that?
A music thing?
She had put out. She put out Tracy Lords. For those who don't know, was a big porn star in the 80s.
Totally forgot about that.
And she tried to go legit in the 90s and started making music.
Yeah.
And then
she
made an album, and they were having an album release party in the city.
Yep.
And you had passes, and you and I were going to go. And at the last minute, for some reason we didn't go. I don't remember why, but I remember the next day in the New York Post, we're flipping through. Sure enough, there was a picture of her.
Oh, really?
And she looked fantastic from that party. We're like, that's the party we're supposed to be at.
Totally
Son
forgot
of
about
a
that
bitch.
one.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
So, all right. So, band I want to see that I've never seen. I actually, those are regrets. I never saw the Allman Brothers and never saw Rush. I would have liked to have. I would have liked to have seen those. A band that's still around that I haven't seen. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Oh, you know what?
You've
Not
seen
a
the
band.
Stones?
I've seen the Stones. You got me. Oh, I miss those days. You used to get me the best tickets.
Yeah, having a Ticketmaster in your own store was very beneficial.
Got me. I was, I think, like 5th row center for the Stones, and I'll never forget. It was 1995, so I'm 25. There was a girl in the front, high as a kite. I don't know what she was on. She was in lingerie, and she was like you ever see footage from like Woodstock or anything from the 60s where they dance? This girl was dancing like that.
Flower power.
And she had lingerie on. That stuff, it was just flying off of her, and her love bags are just bouncing all over the place.
Wow.
We were watching that probably just as much as we were watching
the ticket?
Oh, without a doubt. You got me those tickets. You got me McCartney, 10th row center. Eddie Murphy was behind me.
Oh, wow.
He was right behind me the whole show. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Roger Daltrey at Lincoln Center. You got me 3rd row. Freaking Keith Hernandez was just to my right, just a few seats down. Oh, man.
The good old days.
Yeah, you used to get me some great tickets, man.
Yeah, but that was a good time to be into music. That was a good peak of music being out of, like, for me too, like thinking of bands I never saw. Like, I wish I took more advantage of seeing like those 90s bands. Like, I wish I saw Pearl Jam. I wish I saw Nirvana. I had so many.
Oh, you got me Pearl Jam tickets. I saw
Really?
Pearl
You saw
Jam.
Pearl Jam?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
at Randall's Island. It was what a great show. John Popper came out, and and I saw again Roger Daltrey at Lincoln Center. It was a Pete Townshend tribute thing that he was doing. He had special guests, members of the Who, and Lou Reed was there, and Alice Cooper, Sinead O'Connor. But there was an intermission. The house lights are on during intermission. You see a guy with, this is early 90s, so Pearl Jam was new. You see a guy in a sweatshirt, a hooded sweatshirt, carrying a guitar. You just assume it's a roadie or whatever. The house lights are still on. He sits down and just starts playing Who songs by himself, and it was Eddie Vedder.
Oh, jeez.
And that's what got me into Pearl Jam.
Wow.
I was like, he played maybe five or six songs by himself on the guitar. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I went out and started buying Pearl Jam records.
I wish I took advantage of that. Like Nirvana, I didn't see Nirvana. The closest thing I saw was Hole. I saw it Unplugged, which I was invited to in Brooklyn. Unplugged Hole, which was really
An
good.
unplugged hole?
Unplugged Hole.
Would you like to plug a hole?
And who was sitting next to me the whole show?
Who?
Drew Barrymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Drew Barrymore was sitting next to me. Yep. That was a fun show.
Did you get friendly with her?
No, I think she bumped into me when she got up. She's like, "Oh,
Nice.
I'm sorry."
To do that
Like,
as much
okay.
as you want,
It's
baby.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bring it up in here quite a bit, actually. Where did we go when we saw Liv Tyler? We were at a concert and we saw Liv Tyler, and I always talk about it in here because we've talked about celebrities.
Eric Idle.
Yeah, we went to see that Eric Idle show. We've talked about celebrities that are better looking in person.
Yeah.
Eric, who used to host a show with us here, he always talks about Gweneth Paltrow. He met her in person, said she is breathtaking in person. I mean, and she looks good in the movies.
Yeah.
Same. Liv Tyler looks great in
I
movies,
remember
but
that.
she was. I mean, people were stopping dead in their tracks to watch her go by.
Yeah.
She was just amazing. And then, that was it. We talked about it the other day in here because this past weekend, Hoda Kotb was at the farm. She's on the Today Show.
Oh, I know.
Hoda
who it is,
Kotb, and she's
like that Kathleen Gifford friend or co-host or something.
Yeah. And she's, in my opinion, I don't mean this in a mean way, but she's not exactly like, oh my God, who is that?
Yeah.
But in person, it's like, oh, she's really pretty. Where on TV, she doesn't seem all that pretty to me. But
as pretty as Paul Stanley?
Nobody's as pretty as Paul Stanley.
Wait, how about Conan O'Brien?
Conan O'Brien's a dick.
Do you remember that?
Well, it was twice for me. You were with me the second time. I was walking, I don't remember where in the city, what I was doing, but I was in New York City, and I'm walking down the street. Conan was brand new on TV. I'm talking months. We walk right past each other, and I didn't stop him. I didn't make a scene. I just said, I mean, we were this close. So it's not like I even had to yell. I just went, hey, Conan, how you doing? Up your, he went, yeah, right.
Really?
Pissed me off. So then you and me are at Radio City to see a Ringo Starr concert.
With Jack Tempchin. Wait, how do you say his name?
Yeah, Jack Tempchin. Yeah.
The only person in the audience I think that knew who that was. I had no idea who that was.
Jack Tempchin is a songwriter who wrote a lot of the Eagles hits. And I don't know why, but for some reason this guy was the opening act, just him playing his guitar. I was the only one in the whole place who knew who this guy was until he started playing the songs he wrote.
Yeah.
But when they first announced him, I was like, really? Jack Tempchin? And I'm cheering. I'm a huge Eagles guy. But you were like, what the hell's the matter with you? But Conan comes walking up the aisle.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing. Hey, Conan. And I think it was, didn't he say up yours?
He said something.
Or screw you or something?
Or you yelled, Letterman's better than you. Or something,
That was
something
you.
along those lines.
That was you. And that made me mad the second time.
I think we saw Max Weinberg there, too.
Yes.
I think Max was there. And then our famous friend, rest in peace, Sid Bernstein.
Sid Bernstein, for those of you who don't know, Sid Bernstein was a record producer, a concert promoter, and like a real bigwig in show business back in the 60s and 50s. Yeah. So we're at this concert, and we have floor seats, but we're towards the back.
Yeah.
And we look to our left, and you're being a Beatle guy. Sid Bernstein is the guy who brought the Beatles to Shea Stadium. Yeah. Which is a big deal because that was the first stadium concert ever, and now it's a big booming
And Laura
business.
Branigan, Gloria, was responsible. He was her manager.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A little Sid Bernstein trivia for you.
Write that down. So Rob turns to me, being the Beatle freak that he is, and he's like, that's Sid Bernstein. I'm like, no, that's not Sid Bernstein. He'd be backstage. He'd be in a booth. He'd be in some VIP section. I'm telling you, that's Sid Bernstein. So we're watching the concert, and every once in a while we'd look over just to see. And eventually he starts waving at us. We're like,
and he had his son, I think, with a license plate or something.
And
Ringo
it said,
or
it was something weird like that. And
Star or something.
And that was all the more reason why I didn't think it was, because I'm like, why is this weirdo showing us his license plate? Two of us like, hey, great license plate. Hey. So then Sid turns to us. He goes, "Do you know me?"
He walks over to her. He walked over.
Yeah, and he says, "Do you know me?" And you jump right on it. You're a legend.
You're a legend,
You're Sid. And then he asks, "Well, how do you know me?" Because you're Sid Bernstein. I'm laughing my ass off. And then we couldn't get rid of him the rest of the show.
It was so funny.
He was looking at us. It was uncomfortable. It got to the point where it was uncomfortable. He just kept looking at us and just kept smiling at us throughout the show. Like every time a new song started, hey, we're like, okay, Sid,
oh my God,
go away now.
I wish we had cameras back then, iPhones in our pockets.
Yeah.
We would take pictures of everything.
Now, to bring this kind of full circle, Larry Russell, who was, when Billy Joel first went out, when he stopped playing in bands and first became Billy Joel, Larry Russell was the first bass player that played with Billy.
Okay.
And he's a friend of mine. Good guy. And he actually wants to come on the show in November. He has the date for Billy's. In November is the 50th anniversary of Billy Joel's first concert as a solo act.
Wow.
So, and he was in the show, so he wants to come on and talk about that. But anyway, full circle, him and Sid Bernstein were very close friends.
Oh, jeez.
So, and he's always talking about the guy. Always. And I don't even think I even told him that story. But
that's funny.
But yeah, Sir Larry Russell might come on here in November sometime to talk about the 50th anniversary of Billy Joel's first concert.
Interesting. Woo. Stories just keep on coming. Oh my God.
Weird stories.
Yeah. Well, since we brought this up a couple of weeks ago, since the crazy timing of 9/11 anniversary, that one day, always remember, it was
September 9th.
September 9th.
Yep.
You and I, like we usually did all the time, we went to the city, went shopping, went to the Village, and not shopping for clothes. We're shopping for music, for CDs, for bootlegs, for everything under the sun, Beatle-wise or any other band.
Shopping.
How's this look on me, Tony? So we're driving back, and we take the Brooklyn Bridge back, I think, which is the one that connects. It's the south. I forgot. I don't even know. I forgot which one. It's the south, on the south side, on the east southeast side of the city. There's a bridge. I forgot, the Kosciuszko Bridge. I don't remember, but I remember driving it and looking over and seeing the World Trade Center there, and it was the most beautiful.
It was a bright sunny day.
Bright day.
Yep.
And what did I tell you?
You actually said to me, "Look at the Twin Towers." I was driving.
Yeah.
And you said, so we just kind of, it was to our left, if I remember right.
Well, I think going there was to left, but then I think when we saw it, it was on the right because we were going. It was south of us. Pretty sure.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It was, and we had this really cool view of the Twin Towers, and just like the day itself, September 11th, 2001. It was a beautiful, perfect weather-wise day, and it was the same that day. And you turned to me and said, "Look at the Twin Towers." Oh yeah, that's cool. He goes, "Man, I wish I had my camera," because you're. I don't want to say, amateur photographer.
Yeah,
you have some good equipment and some really good cameras, not just an iPhone or a digital camera back then, or just or even you had good equipment.
Yeah,
and you like to take pictures, and so you said, "I wish I had my camera on me. I'd take a picture of that." And I think you were my first phone call on September 11th because we just said that.
We were just there. It's like we don't work in the city. We don't. we go once a week, every couple of weeks, but just to have that moment of seeing it 2 days before the
making a point of it. Look at that, and then saying, "I wish I had my camera," not knowing that it would have been your last chance to even take a picture of it. That's one of our weirdest stories, man. That blows me away.
And I think on the not funny side of it, but on the after going home. Is that where we ran into that girl on the parkway driving? Was it the same trip?
That was the same day?
I thought it might have been.
Now you say that it might have been. It might have been.
I just remember driving on Southern State, and this girl is just pulling up, and she's listening to music. The windows are down.
Yeah,
listening to nice.
The good-looking blonde. I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it was it was a weird color car.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's going to bug me. I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it was like a weird maroon looking, like a weird color. She was good. I remember she had bright blue eyes, long blonde hair. But yeah, she was kind of bopping to her music, and she had on these long...
like Madonna gloves.
Like these long driving gloves or whatever. And for some reason, that kind of made us laugh. So I was driving, and I had, what was it, a paper bag or something, and I put it over my arms. And we're driving past her, and she totally saw us. We're just
laughing.
We were kind of laughing. We were making fun of her, which was kind of dicky. Now I think about it, but she laughed. So we're just kind of waving to her and stuff on the parkway, and then she gets even with us.
Really close to us.
Driving. Yeah, we're like, what the hell's going on? And all of a sudden, she yells out the window, "Hey, I'm going to a party. You guys want to come?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I'm like, I don't know. What's
you're
you're
definitely the. You're more straight-laced. The two of us, I'm always the one that's yelling and
jump into anything,
saying anything. Right? When we went to the Yankee game for your bachelor party, I had a Mets shirt on.
Did you
remember? Yeah, and I remember we were going into the ticket. The guy who rips the tickets, he was saying to me, he goes, "Man, you brave walking in with that Mets shirt." And I had a few people throughout the day.
That's funny.
I was. We always have fun, but I'm always a little more crazier than you. And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And you're like, "What? What are we doing?" And then we started the follower. We were going to go.
And then we're last week, I don't know.
We chickened out.
We're going to be set up to be murdered. Who knows? By a girl in lacy gloves.
But I'm telling you, I don't know if you recall this. I swear to God, I think it was about 3 months later. I could have sworn I saw her again driving around in Garden City. I was working in Garden City, working on a pole. I was coming down from the pole, and it was same. I can't remember what kind of car it was, but same kind of car. And I saw blonde hair. I'm like, "That's."
Was it like a Chevy Impala? It was like a.
Was it?
It was like an older. I don't remember. I just remember being like a weird type of car you don't see much.
Andy Plajanos, I want the story to end with crashing and dying. What the hell's the matter with you, Andy Plajanos? Freak.
Oh my God! All right, the story's over.
So my brother texted me. We were talking about the Mets and Yankees. The Argyle Theater, who we've had those guys in here. The three guys that run that theater. The Argyle
Frank?
Theater in Babylon. What?
Frank?
Yeah, Frank runs the Argyle
Walker.
Theater. Well, Frank Walker sent me this text. The Argyle Theater is having a night with the Mets. The 1969 New York Mets. The Miracle Mets. It's not saying which Mets are going to be there. Well, there's... Oh. Ed Kranepool and Art Shamsky. That's it?
I saw Ed Kranepool at a Citibank once. I was making a
I remember you told me that.
And I'm like, TW, just, if you want to come meet Ed Kranepool, he's here at the bank signing balloons.
What'd you say? Signing balloons?
Well, he had all balloons by him, and that's what it looked like.
Signing balloons. Yeah, and you said nobody was even there,
There's
right?
nobody there.
That poor bastard, he's in bad health, Ed Kranepool, but...
Really?
Yeah, nobody even... I hate to say that, but nobody even really...
It's a well-known name, but I don't know too much about it as a player.
I was at Jones Beach for a Sheryl Crow concert back in 2006, I think it was. And it was in between... John Mayer was the opener.
Oh.
Good show. But so it's in between Mayer and Crow. And so the lights are up. I'm just looking around. I look to my left. There's Ed Kranepool. So I walked right up to him. I go, what is Ed Kranepool doing at a Sheryl Crow concert? It was some kind of business thing that he was with. He was with a bunch of guys. And I was like, big Met fan. Pleasure to meet you. I start to walk away. And he goes, well, what do you do? And I was like, at the time, I said, I work for the phone company. He goes, oh. He goes, my office is on the same block. It was over in Westbury. Shames Drive. He goes, my office is on Shames Drive. And there was a phone company garage there at the time. He goes, I don't know who you got to talk to, but tell somebody that your trucks take up the whole block. And, to get off the light, to get through the light at the end of the block takes 20 minutes because of all your trucks. I was like, okay, sorry, Ed.
Damn.
So I start to walk away again, and one of the guys that he's with goes, you want Ed's autograph? Okay. Like, I didn't even ask for it.
Yes.
So I have a Sheryl Crow concert ticket signed by Ed Kranepool.
Oh, my God.
And then again, I'm like, all right, thanks. And then they asked me, you want a picture? Okay. So I have a picture of me and Ed Kranepool.
I think I saw. Didn't you have it framed or enlarged
yeah.
or something at one time?
Yeah, I probably blew it up to an 8x10 or something.
I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was. And then I watched him after the concert. He was leaving. And I'll never forget, there was a guy with a Mets jersey walking right past him. He had no idea who it was.
So would you say that's one of your weirdest meeting of a famous person, if you had to pick one?
No. My weirdest and funniest meeting of a famous person was with you. We went...
Where?
A lot of people aren't going to know the name, but Neil Innes.
Oh, okay.
Neil Innes was kind of like... He was a songwriter. Like, he did a lot of musical work with Monty Python. And Monty Python in the 70s they put out a movie that, like, a parody of the Beatles.
Well, even actually just going back, Monty Python and Holy Grail, he's responsible for a lot of those, I Am Sir Robin, like a lot of those songs he wrote.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy wrote all that stuff. So, but he wrote all the music to this Beatles parody movie that Monty Python made. And if you're a big Beatles fan, this movie is hysterical. And this guy, he wrote a lot of songs that sounded like the Beatles, and in the movie he plays the John Lennon guy. So
Dirk Nasty.
Right. So we're at a Beatles fest, and there's a song in the movie where the version of the song in the movie is different from the version of the song on the album, but the movie version, in your opinion, was better. So we meet the guy, and you asked him, why is it a different version? Why wasn't that on the album? And he goes, no, it's the same version. I'm like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It is. Neil, I'm telling you, it's not. No, I think it is. And it even got a little heated for a second. And I'm standing there like watching these two almost yelling at each other. And then you like gave up. You're like, okay, whatever. And we're like, okay. And he gave us an autograph. We're like, thanks, Neil. I'm dying already. I'm laughing my ass off. And we're walking away. We're probably a good 30 feet away, right? And all of a sudden we start hearing, hey, hey. We turn around. And it's him yelling to us.
Like a kid.
You're right. It is a different version. And we're like, what the fuck? Strangest.
That was funny.
We cracked up.
That was a good one.
But then, and this is a terrible story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. And I think this calls an ad, so it'll be quick. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Sam.
Hi.
I'm calling you from the technical department of your cable service, Optimum. How are you doing today, sir?
Optimum, you said?
Yes, Optimum.
Optimum. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine. Thank you for asking, sir.
Perfectly
Let me tell
fine.
you what's going on.
Tell me what's going on.
The reason of my call Yes, the reason of my call is just to inform you that recently company made some changes in your area just to improve your reception, sir. So that's why company has decided to update the software of your cable receiver boxes. Okay?
What kind of
You're using
upgrades?
this old software. Sir, you're using this old software in your cable receiver boxes, which is now about to expire. And
What-
we need to update the software with the latest technology, with the latest version.
Oh, what kind of upgrades? What's the latest technology? Tell me, Sam. All right.
Oh, I was going to play along with it for a while.
I know, Sam hung up.
Yeah, that was definitely Neil Littis was. But actually, now that I think about it, my funniest one has got to be Billy Joel.
Billy Joel?
My Billy Joel story. You know the Billy Joel story, where I met Billy Joel.
Oh, in the mall?
Yeah, so Billy Joel, as you all know, is from Hicksville. And one day...
That's for you, Andy Pajanos. He hates how much we mention Hicksville.
Oh, Hicksville?
Yeah.
The
Hicksville.
Mid-Island
Hicksville.
Mall in Hicksville?
The Long Island Plaza in Hicksville?
Okay. So I go to Hicksville one day because I was in a Italian class. I need to get an Italian-English dictionary. So at the time, there was like a B. Dalton or whatever.
Yeah, B. Dalton,
Doesn't
yep.
exist there anymore. So I go in there. I walk around. I find the store. I go in. And I'm looking around. And I see this guy that looks like Billy Joel and this girl that looks like Christy Brinkley.
Because it is.
So I'm like, it can't be. Now, this is 1980. When was the Bridge Tour?
6.
Not Bridge Tour, sorry. Innocent Man, 83?
83, 84, something like that.
So whenever the Bridge Tour, the Innocent Man tour ended, 83, 84, late 83, 84. And I woke up
So
to
Billy's huge at this time.
Billy's huge. He's not just
And
like...
him and Christy are like the big tabloid, flavor of the month. Yeah.
So now you know the Mid-Island Mall in Hicksville.
I do.
It's a very dead mall. I don't even know what it's like today, but it's a very mellow mall. So I walk in there. I'm like, is that Billy Joel? It might be. So I walk up to him with my book, and I'm like...
Your Italian
my Italian dictionary book. I'm like, Billy? He turns around. I go, oh, my God, it is Billy. I go, Billy, what are you doing here? So...
You actually said
that was the first word. It's like, hey, Billy, what are you doing here? And the funniest thing is, I'm like, what are you doing here? How'd you get here? He goes like this. He goes into his wallet. He
Pulls
takes
out a
his
gun.
wallet. He shows me his driver's license. And he goes, I drove here. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. So I'm like, Billy, I go, this is crazy. I go, I just saw you in concert months ago or whatever at the Garden, my first show, Innocent Man tour. I go, oh, it was great. It was really fun. I had a great time. He's like, oh, thanks. I go, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, we're just shopping and stuff like that. He's like, that's Christy, but he's like, you might read. And I go to him, oh, I heard you guys were getting married. He's like, where'd you read it? I go, Rolling Stone. He goes, don't read anything you believe. Don't believe anything you read in Rolling Stone. Don't believe it. It's not going to happen. I go, okay. Little do we know, he got married a little bit after that. Or
Yeah.
no, he wasn't married at the time, right? And no, it was had to be after that.
I don't remember.
Way
when he
after
got
that.
married.
So after that, I at the time I went to Record World and I had a bag with me, and in the bag was Julian Lennon's first single, "The Lot,"
Right.
which was produced by
Phil Ramone,
who is Billy
Joel's
Joel's producer. So I go to Billy. I never forget this. I go, Billy, you never guess what I bought. Guess what's in here? He's like, he goes like this. He goes, what do you think? I'm Karnak? That's exactly what he said. Remember, like Johnny Carson?
Johnny
He's like,
Carson,
he's like, Bim Celebim or whatever. He's like, I can't predict what's in the bag. I go, it's Julian Lennon. He goes, oh, he's like, I'm meaning to hear that. I want to hear that. I go, yeah, Phil worked on it. So I'm like giving like an interview here with him. I'm like going, yeah, Phil Ramone worked on it. He's like, oh yeah, Phil was great. Yeah, I heard about that. I go, okay. So
come over to my house, Billy. Let's play records.
So this other girl at the time walks up to him now. It's like, oh my God, Billy Joel, Billy Joel. I'm like, oh no, ruining everything. So
Yeah.
I step away. I'm like, I let him deal with her. And if I have time, I'll go back to him. So they're done and they're looking at the magazines. So I go back to Billy. The girl's gone. There's still no one in the store knows it's him. Like, no, it's just mellow. So I go to him. I go, Billy, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. I go, it's about the song "For the Longest Time." Did I tell you this?
You probably did. I don't know.
So he's like, yeah. I go, in the beginning of "For the Longest Time," when you're going, whoa, for the longest time, well, like he does it a couple of times, then it goes into the song. I go, I don't know why I asked him this. I have all the questions. I go, it seems that one of the voices are off. Like they're not singing the right vocal.
So basically, you're saying
I
you're
said
telling Billy Joel he sucks.
He messed up on the
Yeah.
track. So he goes, what? I go, yeah. I go, whoa, for the longest time. I go, and then it goes right into "If You Say Goodbye to Me." He goes like this to me, which was the funniest thing of it. He starts singing "For the Longest Time" to me. He goes like this, whoa, he's singing all the verses, and then he gets to the part of the song. He goes, I know what you're talking about. He goes, when we were triple tracking this, he goes, it messed up and I decided I wanted to leave it in. I want to fix it, whatever. I'm like, thank you. My life was complete. I know why now Billy messed up on the beginning for the longest time. We'll have to listen to it on the way home. But yeah, after that, it was crazy.
That's the weirdest
It was the craziest thing. I asked him Billy Joel. I got like basically an in-concert performance. And then he bought some magazines or whatever it was, and then he left. And I just remember walking out of the mall and watching him and Christy Brinkley just walk away and just being like, nobody knows who this guy is right there. That's
crazy.
Christy Brinkley is so tall.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he told me, and I don't know if this is true.
He gave you a little.
He gave me a little lowdown
between me and you, Rob.
Because I'm like, I go, that's Christy, right? He goes, no, that's her sister. Does Christy Brinkley have a sister?
I have no
I
idea.
think it was Christy Brinkley, and he just didn't want to.
Maybe he was being sarcastic.
I don't know, but to this day, I remember him saying, "That's her sister." Now we need to look it up and find out. Does Christy Brinkley have a sister? Because I even met her sister, which I doubt. Why would he be at a mall with Christy Brinkley's sister?
Well, maybe he's buying Christy a present and needed help.
Or he just didn't
from her
want to
sister.
bother Christy Brinkley. But Christy, can you sign this for me?
Right.
But that's my sad but true Billy Joel story.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've told that story in here before. You know,
have you?
My weird Billy Joel story. You know, weird.
Which one?
Where
The
Sally and I
motorcycle
met
place?
him at the motorcycle show.
Yeah.
Don Sill is a guy who has a show in here. He's one of my favorite people in the whole world. He has a great story where he went to Hofstra University to meet Muhammad Ali. He was doing like a signing thing or whatever. But they got there. It was him and his brother, and I forget who else, but he had a few people. He was one of a few people, and they went, but they were late, and they were getting there just as this thing was going to end. And they parked in the back of whatever building they were going to, and somebody had just happened to open the back door. So they asked if they can go in that way, so they can, it's to get in there quick and maybe catch it at the last minute. The guy lets them in. So because they came in this back door, like the people at Hofstra thought they were with Muhammad Ali. And like I said, they're getting there just as this thing is ending. So Muhammad Ali is leaving just as they get there. So they kind of like basically gave Muhammad Ali to Don and whoever he was with, and they had to walk him out. And they're like, Don says they were like rubbing his shoulders and telling him how great he is and talking to him, and they walked him to his car. He says the craziest thing. They walked like. They were so scared of getting nailed, but at the same time, just taking advantage of the situation.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought that was the most hilarious story.
Good old Ali. Oh my God.
Yeah. So when we met Billy in the motorcycle shop, yeah, it was a weird story because they locked us in. Yeah. So Sallie was like, "We got to get out of here." I'm like, "We're not getting out of here. We're staying." And then he comes to us. He came right to us. I mean, but he didn't want to talk music or anything, so I couldn't even talking motorcycles.
Too bad you didn't know anything about motorcycles.
I don't know anything about motorcycles, but I told you that, right? He's talking about all the different parts and bits and pieces.
And you're like,
the only thing I know about a motorcycle and why this stuck with me all these years, I have no idea. But a friend of mine, my friend Sal, who rides, told me on Harleys the tranny.
Exhaust.
The exhaust. Thank you. It air cooled. You got it. That's why sometimes they'll go in between lanes because they got to keep it air cooled. I just threw that out. I had no idea if it meant anything. I had no idea what it had anything to do with what he was saying. But that's the only thing I know about a motorcycle. So I said it, and he stops. He goes, "That's a good point." So if you come look over here, and I swear to God, when he does that, he goes, "If you come look over here," he got on the ground and he's laying on his back.
Showing you.
And he's like, "Come here." So me, Billy Joel, and Sallie are laying on the floor,
looking at
underneath the motorcycle. Right. So if you look at this piece and when the way this is screwed in and this,
you're like, okay.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what the hell we just talked about. But I mentioned a little bit about music towards the. Well, I mean, we must have spent 15 minutes with him, 20 minutes maybe. And yeah, so towards the end we got into a little bit with music. Somehow Colorado came up. So Sallie mentioned she used to live there, and you could kind of see it on his face like he didn't believe her. So he goes, "Yeah, there was this one club we used to play at in the early days," and she came right out with it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And then
he knew.
You saw he was totally, he totally believed at that point. And
that he played back in the day.
Yeah, and then he even said, he goes, "Oh, we just get the best weed in that club." Yeah. And then of course Sallie's so sick of my Eddie Van Halen story, but
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorites. And that's, again, thanks to you.
Yeah.
I tell that story all the time in here. And that's all because I drew the pictures of Our Lady Peace. Remember, they came into the store. It was your store.
Oh, my God.
It was your store. And I tell everybody the story. These guys came in. They saw the
was
picture
so
that I drew.
funny.
They liked it, so they gave us the backstage passes. And
Did
that's
we go to 2 shows or 1? No.
It was 2 shows. They gave us backstage passes for both. You went one night. I went the other.
You went the one with Leslie West or no?
Yeah.
Did we both go to that one or
No,
no?
you went the night before.
Oh, the night before, yeah. We were on the side of the stage, right?
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh, my God.
Yeah, on the side. But we went
So
backstage. You went backstage because I remember we had strict orders. You stay with Our Lady Peace. You do not stroll off. You do not wander off. You stayed with. I remember you telling me you hung out with the band, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I spent like 2 minutes with the band. One of them was like, "Oh, there's the cartoon guy." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" Shook their hands. I was gone, and that's when I went. I went backstage. I met Alex Van Halen. I met
Oh my
the
God.
band, and then during the show was when I got cursed at by Eddie, and Leslie West was sitting there.
What are you doing here?
You got to get the fuck out of here. That's what he said to me. You got to get the fuck out of here. And I was cracking up.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
Crazy stuff. So the Big Sopranos movie comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. Do we know yet? Is it midnight? Is it during the day? Is it at 8 o'clock at night? Do we know any of that? I looked it up. I could not find anything.
I've been looking too. I can't find anything. The release date is tomorrow. Because it's theaters and HBO Max. So I was hoping, like right at midnight, you can go to HBO Max and watch it, but it doesn't look like it.
Sometimes they do that with some movies and shows. It's a certain time. It's not just at the, stroke of midnight.
So yeah, because you got to account for the West Coast. Maybe tonight they're going to wait till 3 a.m.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
I
supposed to
haven't seen
be,
anything.
from what I've heard, from that podcast, the Talking Sopranos podcast. They've seen it already.
Yeah,
and they said Soprano fans are going to love it, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in it. So you got to really watch it because I'm rewatching The Sopranos now. I'm almost done, and there's so many. And I wonder if during the movie they're going to reference there's so many little stories that Tony will tell. They'll do like a flashback. Like one big thing is in the trailer. There's a card game going on. Is that the main card game that's been going on for years, or is it something else? So
that's the one that Tony remember Jackie Jr.
Yeah,
when he got that idea because Tony did that.
Yep.
To the card games when he was young. So I'm wondering if they're going to show that. I wonder if they're going to make a reference to the other uncle, Eckley.
Oh wow, I remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
I remember.
Remember, it turns out that Tony's dad and Uncle Junior, there was a third brother that they never told Tony about, and he found out in the show. And he was special needs, so they put him in an institution, and they just kind of let him rot in there.
Remember? No.
Yeah, so I wondered if there was going to be something about that.
It's so. I mean, it's so wide where they can go, but they have to tell a story. But they got to somehow please all the Sopranos fans.
They're pushing it to make it look like it's the story of Christopher's father.
That's what it is. It's
Right.
the many saints of Newark. I think the translation is Moltisanti means many saints. So that's where the
I didn't
name gets
know
it.
that.
Yeah, Moltisanti means many saints. I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it seems like it's a story about him, but you're right. I mean, it's like Star Wars. You can make a whole series of movies if you wanted to. In fact, I saw some footage from that. They had the premiere the last week, and the director of Many Saints in Newark said there's going to be more.
Oh really?
Yeah, he told some reporter that. Oh. But yeah, I can't wait for this movie. That's going to be great.
I wish there was also going to be some cameos in there, but I don't think they're going to do any.
Yeah, how can you?
Yeah, they were also talking about, you see Silvio with his hair pre his bouffant that he ends up getting. So we'll probably learn how that happened, which would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer. They show a close up of the guy with a little comb over.
And the guy had a big pussy, looks just like him. He's got the eyes with the raccoon eyes, look just like him. It was funny. But yeah, I think it's going to be more of the story of what's it, Dickie, right? Of
Dickie Moltisanti.
But he made Tony Soprano, so I guess it's going to be mostly Moltisanti, or is it going to be Tony Soprano? Is it going to mix? I'm really curious to where they're going to go with it.
Yeah,
it's going to be very interesting. Now, definitely looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. Can't wait, man. So I don't know. Me and Zach were even talking about maybe getting up at 3 a.m. and watching it. So I'd love to be able to come in here tomorrow and talk about it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And Zach too, because he's a film major, so he follows this stuff closely. He said a lot of times if a movie is slated to come out Friday, you can get to the theater late Thursday night and they'll show it.
Oh, that's right, midnight showings. Yeah,
but he said sometimes they'll show it as early as freaking 8, 9 o'clock.
Oh wow.
But I haven't even that. I haven't
no.
seen it advertised anywhere. So I don't know. Would be cool though.
That's going to be interesting.
Would be cool. What else we got here? New Jon Stewart show coming out. I believe it's tonight. It starts.
Yeah, I do.
You like Jon Stewart? Yeah.
Never really followed him or watched. I mean, if he was on, I just watched a little bit, but I don't know much about him.
All right. So much for that.
Next.
Moving
Turn the
along.
page.
Well, I guess it's almost time to get out of here anyway. So tonight here on Gov's Radio, we have a show called Top Fives. Where, in fact, it's Don Sill. Don Sill talks to a comedian, and it's a different topic. Top 5 this, top 5 that. And usually it's related to comedy. Like he's done top 5 gay comedians, top 5 African-American comedians. Tonight is top 5 movies about stand-up comedy. And Mark Riccadonna is a special guest. Mark Riccadonna, who you see here on Wednesday nights on Christie Unleashed. Mark is a fantastic comedian, pretty well known, and a funny guy, great guy. So that's tonight at 8 o'clock. Top 5s with Don Sill.
Does King of Comedy count?
I would think that would count. Yeah, I don't think we're talking about documentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would count King of Comedy. That's
That
a great
movie
movie.
is so good.
That's a great movie.
I haven't seen it in so long. I think I bought it recently, but I need to watch it again.
We
so
just
good.
watched that about a year ago. First time I ever saw it.
Really?
I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but that was the first time I saw it from beginning to end. Loved it.
Good cast too.
Yep. Perfectly cast.
Ma, I'm practicing down here. It's so funny. I love it.
Perfectly cast. And then does Joker count? No, not really. Because I mean, the whole late night. The Joker was a stand-up comedian in that movie. I don't know if that counts, but
What about Raging Bull? Jake LaMotta, does that count? It's boxing, but it's also doesn't he do stand-up in it? I think as well. There is a portion of it, I think, but
then you got the that other movie De Niro made. He made it here. The Comedian. You ever see that? See that? It's not bad.
No.
It's one of his more recent movies, probably in the past 10 years or so. He's a comedian. He's an old comedian, well past his prime, but he gets into a fight during one of his stand-up routines, and somebody gets it on their phone, so it goes viral. So it kind of like revives his career. It's not bad. It's okay. Danny DeVito plays his brother.
Oh, he's in it too?
And Patti LuPone plays DeVito's wife. The parts with them are hilarious.
Oh.
Edie Falco plays De Niro's manager. They filmed a bunch of it here. It was good. It was a fun watch. It wasn't great, but it was fun. So I would count that. Then there's that movie Seinfeld made. Remember what was it called? The Comedian? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Or maybe just Comedian, something like that. It was like a documentary about. But anyway, that's
like Man on the Moon.
Oh, Man
Jim
on the Moon,
Carrey.
sure. I didn't like that movie.
It was a little weird. Well, his character
Kaufman was weird.
Did he ever play here? I wonder.
I don't
wonder
know.
if Andy Kaufman ever played here.
That's a good question. I don't know. Just this past weekend, Governor celebrated its 40th anniversary.
Yeah, he was around back then.
Yeah, he was
had to
around.
have played here.
Probably did. I'll have to ask Jackie.
Sam Kinison played here, I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it seems like anybody, because this was the first, not only was the first comedy club on Long Island, but it was, one of the first comedy clubs.
Yeah. Now, I remember always hearing about this place and the one place on Jericho Turnpike in like Roslyn or something.
Chuckles.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, wait a minute.
There was some other one.
Chuckles was in
Growing up as a
Mineola.
kid,
Eastside Comedy Club was in Huntington. And I think they were both on Jericho Turnpike. There was another one.
Brokerage?
Well, the Brokerage is in Belmore. That's still there.
Okay.
And that's now a Governor's Club.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't always a Governor's Club, but now it is.
The first time I was over here was for Bobcat Goldthwait.
How long ago was that?
That was probably early 90s, late 80s maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Jackie headline the other night to celebrate the 40th anniversary. Oh. He claims it was his idea because this was a music club that he used to perform with his band. And they were going to get shut down because they were breaking too many rules and regulations like noise regulations.
Did he play the pot song?
Probably. But he says that he turned to the owners and said, well, if you're worried about the noise, well, then just don't have bands. Make it a comedy club.
Wait, 40 years is
81.
81.
And he was the guy booking the acts. They said, okay, we'll make it a comedy club. and he became the first booker for the first year or two. And then I believe it was right after that he started, getting on Stern.
Little governor's history lesson right here.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we try, but yeah, I think everybody.
If you're from Long Island, you know this place.
Billy
You've
Crystal
heard
played
of
here.
this
Robert
place,
Klein has been here many times. In fact, I think he's coming back soon. Bobby Collins is coming back soon. Tracy Morgan's coming here in December.
Oh wow.
Billy Crystal, man, he doesn't really like a lot of these guys. They're from Long Island. They talk about Long Island. And they like Seinfeld. He always talks about Massapequa. Billy Crystal doesn't really. He's kind of distanced himself somewhat from Long Island.
Because Seinfeld played here. He's had to have.
Seinfeld did play here back in the day. Yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
I don't know if Norm ever played here. I don't know. Kevin James has a big history with this place.
Got to find out who keeps the records here. Find out who.
Well, there is one guy here, John Truson, who was a comedian. I think he goes back to the 80s.
Oh.
And so he would. I go to him once in a while and ask, "Does this one ever play? Or what's the story with this?" And I got a really funny story with him. I'll tell you off the air that I may have told you before. And speaking of John Truson, he's coming back here on Govs Radio October 5th. Comedians on Hockey with him and Chris Roach and Anthony DiDomenico. The original cast of Comedians on Hockey comes back October 5th right here on Govs Radio. Joey Petroni, our pal Joey Petroni, starts his show, Good Times, Bad Times, October 12th. So we're excited about that as well. We do think we may have some more shows coming your way soon. We may have an old show returning. So we're very excited about the shows we're having here at Govs Radio. Don't forget tonight at 5:30, Serenity Soul Sisters, Barbara and her friends will be on. That's tonight, and I think Almost Irish will be here. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I think Almost Irish, maybe not. I forget, but lots of good stuff. Keep it tuned here at govsradio.com. Was there anything else before we say goodbye?
You know any good places to eat around here?
Yeah, I think I do. Which Seinfeld still shows up there sometimes.
Exactly.
And then Kevin James had it on his Kevin Can Wait. He had it on their old.
Really?
Did you ever watch that show? Yeah, he used to some of the scenes you'd see him carrying an All-American bag.
At Grumman, the old.
Oh
Grumman?
no, that show's gone.
But they used to shoot it.
Oh, they shot it at Grumman. Yeah.
Didn't you go to a show?
Yeah, we went.
A jacket or something, or didn't you?
The Huaba?
Didn't you have a jacket, or you got something?
I got an autograph.
Something on your wall. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
We went. They did the pilot, and it got picked up. So we went to the very first show that they were taping. As once it was an official show. And it was funny because I knew Joey Cola, didn't know him well, hardly knew him, to be honest with you. And there were some issues with the taping so it started I think at 7, and it didn't end till almost 12:30 at night.
Wow.
And the audience was great. And Joey Cola was doing the warm up. He was fantastic. Chris Weidman was in the audience. He later became a part of the show. Chris Weidman's a UFC fighter. But he later became a part of the show, but he was in the audience with us. It was a great night. But Kevin James, he felt bad that it took so long, so he told the audience to stick around. If you want an autograph, stick around. If you want to go, but if you want an autograph, I will sign.
Oh, wow.
Every single person wants an autograph for staying.
Nice.
So we were kind of on the fence. We're going to get an autograph, so I'll leave. But then I made eye contact with Joey. There was just a mess of people, but we made eye contact. And he's pointing at me, and he kind of points, so we go off to the side. And he goes, "I know you." I go, "Yeah," and I explained how we've met a few times, and a cousin of mine is a close friend of his. So I explained it, and then I explained where we met, and then he remembered, and then he got me the autograph. So I was like, "Oh, that was nice." So, and then Joey became a close friend. Now we're really close. And that's what I wanted to ask you. Did you ever have you still have your appendix?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's the worst pain you've ever had? Physical pain.
Physical pain?
Physical pain. You broke something. Something fell on you.
You want to get really intense here? And really freak you out?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, so once I went to a doctor and I had blood in my urine.
You had blood in your urine?
Yeah, so I had to have a test. And you know what that test was?
What, they had to put the camera up there?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
So they had to basically first prep it by putting.
Oh,
like,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, they basically went through the hole.
Yeah.
And put in this like jelly liquid, and they're putting this tube like this long.
Oh, I've had
like,
the
up through your
catheter,
body,
so yeah, I know what you're talking
and
about.
then after that, they do the camera, and that was the most pain I've ever had because after when I had to go to the bathroom, it hurt like you would never believe.
Wow.
that is the most pain I've ever had as far as like body pain.
Was it like a Polaroid since the camera was in there? Was it like shooting out
It was like
photos?
they had to shake it too, so they said shake it.
Right,
so
right.
They try to develop it faster.
That's neat.
But that was definitely the worst pain that I've ever had, like body pain. Yeah.
Well, because I mentioned Joey Cole, and that reminded me he had an emergency appendix out about a week or so ago, and we haven't even mentioned it here on the show, so my apologies. But we wanted to wish him well. I do believe he's out and about and even performing again, so he's okay. Good for him. But yeah, I trust me, I know the catheter. That's painful, man. But I remember, and tell me if it's the same with the camera. The second it was out, I was fine. Well, no, you said it hurt to pee after that.
Yeah, I had to go to the bath because they push all that liquid in you too, and it goes in and it gotta go out, and it's just like,
my goodness.
I remember like going and then like shaking my leg,
shaking your leg.
I shake my leg when I was
Like
going
a
to the bathroom.
puppy.
It was bad. It was bad.
Well, and can we ask what was the cause of the blood in the urine?
I was just it was such a small amount. They just wanted to have it tested.
Oh,
but
so it turned out to be nothing.
like it turned out just to be really. Like, some
Wow.
people actually genetically have that. They have like a small amount. It's not like you see it when you go. It's just microscopic. But some people just have it, and I'm just I guess one of those people that just have
but
it.
was yours was microscopic too? And what the doctor just happened to
Well,
find it?
I did like a blood test for something else, and they said,
Oh.
you should go to urologist because there's some blood in your urine.
Oh, wow.
So then I went just to have it checked. And he basically told me almost the same thing. It's like, oh, it's just a small amount, whatever, but you should check it up here and there.
I have a buddy. He had to get, I think, his gallbladder out or something. He had some kind of problem, but they put the camera down his throat to take a look at stuff.
Endoscopy.
Yeah,
Cold,
yeah. And they kind of numb you and stuff. But
but they're supposed to put you out when you do that, or no?
Well,
I'm pretty sure they knock you out. You got it, or else you'd be
they
choking.
either maybe they knocked him out and he woke up, or whatever they numbed him with didn't work because he ended up like feeling it. And he started getting shaky and was trying to tell them, he's like, but they didn't realize, like, they thought it was just like some kind of reactionary thing. They
but
didn't
he's
realize that
feeling
he
it.
was feeling it. So they just kept on going. And they did the whole thing. And then, in fact, Eric, the guy with the really long hair, used to hang around Roger. Yeah, it was him.
Oh, wow.
So they had no idea until they finished the whole procedure of putting this camera in him that he was feeling the whole
That's
thing.
scary.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? So there you go. All right. So he is microscopic down there. I don't know, Andy. I don't know. But his wife seems to be pretty happy. So there you go. All right, we're out of here. It's once again Serenity Soul Sisters at 5:30, and I'm not sure if Almost Irish is on tonight or not, but hopefully you'll get the notification if it is. And then tomorrow, me and Andy Plajanos will be here. Andy, what did you ask me? Andy sent me a message. Oh, the person you do the roast battle with, you want to bring that person in? Whenever you want, whenever you can work that out, whether it's tomorrow or next week, whatever. Sure. And who is that person, Andy? Who you having a roast battle against? But yes, by all means, bring that person in. All right, and that's that. So let me just make sure we got everything. Comedians on Hockey, Joey Petroni, the schoolboy with Bruce Springsteen. Yep. There you go. Happy birthday, Kirsten. Everybody enjoy your day. Thank you, pal.
No problem.
This was
Fun
a lot
to
of
be
fun.
here. That was
Absolutely.
great. Peace and love, as famous Ringo Starr would say to everybody.
Get the talk to Billy J. Talk
We'll
to
get
him.
Billy J
Ask
back
him.
in
Have you
there.
seen him since I told you that story?
No, I have not. Because
right.
he has not. But he comes to the stories now. Granted, I know when he came in last, he did have some medical thing or something. So he might. I don't know if he's like.
Well, how long ago was that? Because it was about a month.
That was during COVID. So
all right, so he's fine because I saw him here like a month ago.
It was,
so he's okay.
Probably like 5 months ago, 6 months ago.
Okay. Well, when you see him, tell him.
I will. I'll definitely tell him.
All right. Andy said the guy is Joe Winchell. My apologies to Joe Winchell. I don't know who that is. But by all means, Andy, bring him in whenever, whether it's tomorrow or whatever. All right. Everybody enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11.